In this session, I want to talk about using AI tools specifically to generate questions, ways that we can generate questions that we can ask our students, or maybe quiz questions, things like that, to kind of make it so that you can use the AI as a tool to come up with engaging questions that you want students to answer. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 3 tools. One is School AI, the other one's Twee, and then the other one's Chat PDF. And I'm going to discuss how they can be used to generate questions. If you're in School AI, you can go to Tools, which is at the top, and one of the choices is multiple choice quiz. If I click on Generate, I can select a grade, select the number of questions or type in the number of questions, and then a subject that you want the question. So I'm going to do checks and balances in the government. Maybe I can spell. So when I'm done, I just click generate, and what you're going to see is it will generate the questions for me. If I click here, it'll give me a title. And I think that these are pretty good questions. But say I'm looking at these questions and I think to myself, I want them to be kind of higher level and Webb's depth of knowledge. You can change the questions or you can modify the questions after it's done. So if you go into the questions, you're going to see this little prompt here. I have the ability to change it. And this is just kind of the more information you give specific to what you're trying to accomplish to the AI, the better outcome you'll get. So I realized that I want them to be higher in Webb's depth of knowledge. So I'm just going to add an additional prompt. And then I can regenerate the question. So you saw that those were maybe a little bit more simple questions. And in this one, it's like they're analyzing a scenario, or they're giving you examples of, like what one branch of government is doing and what it is, like how it's a check. So you can see that it makes kind of deeper level questions for the students to answer. So that's one thing that you do is, like, as you're creating the prompts, you just, the more information you give it, the better. Sometimes we want, level 1 and 2 in Webb's depth of knowledge, but sometimes we want questions that are a little bit more complex. And if I wanted to, I could then go in and revise and say, look, well, let's make, one half of the questions level 3 and 4, and one half of the questions level 1 and 2. So there are ways that you can revise it. But it's just something that you want to consider, is making sure that you give the AI a lot of information when you're creating the prompts. The next tool I want to look at is Twee. And what I really like about Twee is that you have a lot of different things that you can do. You can have it convert audio and video to text. It can create questions. It can summarize things. And that's just based on like videos. But you can also do it if you just enter text, or if you upload documents, or using certain words. So Twee has a lot of different ways that you can have the AI interact, or you can interact with the AI. And what I really like about it is that it's kind of set up so that it's easy to just look and say, okay, well, I want to just look at a video. So in this case, I want to create audio and video questions. And as I do this, we're going to also see a limitation to the free version, which is what I'm showing. And as you can see, this is a limitation. It only generates the questions for 5 minutes worth of the video. The paid version will do a 10-minute video. So it's just something to keep in mind, but this will generate questions for me. So I can have open questions, ABC questions. I'm going to do ABCD questions, and I'm going to click on do the magic. And it will create questions based on those 5 minutes of the video. Like I said, the paid version, you can have a longer video. So as you're using it, you want to keep in mind either make sure the video is shorter, or make sure you have a part of the video that you want students to interact with. But that's a tool that I think is really great for generating questions. And the last tool is Chat PDF. And what this does is it uploads a PDF document, and then the AI will interact with that PDF document. First, it will provide a summary and maybe some sample questions, but then you can have it generate additional questions. So as you can see, it's provided a summary and some questions that I could ask, but if I want to, I can generate additional questions. And if I wanted to, I could add that prompt for Web's depth of knowledge. I'm not going to, because I just want to really quickly show what types of questions or how it would be able to generate the questions. And in this case, I think it does, last time I tried it, it didn't actually provide the answers, so I could just give that additional prompt. And so it provides those. So those are 3 tools that you can use for generating questions, and also just a little bit of advice about how you can interact with the AI when you're generating the questions.